what's up? Hello guys, my name is Paige. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be filming my November wrap-up and my December currently reading / TBR. So let's get started. In the month of November, I read 6 books this month. So let's get started. Here's a quick brief overview of what I'll be talking about today. Let's start. Alright guys, we've had some technical difficulties. We've had some camera dying. We've had some just issues, but that's alright. Let's get started. Let's talk about the first book I read. The first book that I read in the month of November was Truly Devious by this author. Boom. Alright, so let's talk about this book. Overall, I gave it a 4. Overall, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I quite enjoyed it. It was a mystery novel. I did finish this October 28th. So I counted as November because I put my October wrap-up earlier up because I had plans on Halloween and such. So, because I was going out of town for a funeral. So this book is about a girl who goes to a school for gifted children to solve a mystery, such like that, and it jumps back from different points of view. So one story is following her and trying to solve the mystery. The other story that is built into the book is the mystery that happens that she wants to solve. Overall, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Things I liked was the characters in this book. There is a second part of the mystery that the girl follows. So I disliked that part of the book. I just don't like how she was trying to solve a mystery and then there's also another mystery that's happening on top of that. So there's like two different mysteries that she's trying to solve. And I just didn't like that overall of the book. I thought that the first part of the mystery that she was trying to solve herself was really great. I feel like it could have ended perfectly and everything. This is a series. I believe this is a series and this is the first book in the series. I probably already said this, but I gave it Truly a Devious a 4 out of 5 stars, and I will be continuing on with those series. The next book that I read in the month of November was Twisted by that author. Boom. This is the second book in the Bar series. I think it's the Dive Bar novel series. This follows different characters from the first book. How you guys know I loved the first book and I read it October. I think it was October. I quite enjoyed this book, although I didn't fall quite in love with it and I didn't finish it faster than I did with the other series. The book Twisted started out with a girl who was talking to a guy online and she ended up deciding to go see him, and the guy was using his brother's profile picture and everything, and I was like, happens quite often. But I enjoyed this one. It kind of had the beginning of like a rough novel, and then towards the end I really liked it. And of course, you know, with romances it goes from the oh my gosh socially awkward to oh my god let's start a relationship to I really like it, and then a little bit of drama, which is fine. I got to see a little bit of the first person's book towards this novel. I believe the main character, the gentleman in here, did have a beard, so I'm like, yes. I liked about this book was that every single chapter started out with an email between them, because that's how they communicated before they started hanging out. So I really enjoyed that part of it. I disliked was the conflict, like usual in books, especially when it comes to love books. I don't ever like the love interest, or the conflict I should say, between it, which is fine. It's traumatizing. Overall, I gave Twisted, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, like I said in the beginning. I don't know why I always say the stars. Next book that I read in the month of November was Fahrenheit 451. I decided to choose this for book club because I saw the movie came out and the movie looks really cool. Like the cover of the movie looks really cool. I gave Fahrenheit 451 a 2 out of 5 stars. I absolutely hated this book. I wanted to DNF it. I read it, don't know what's going on. There's like one part of the book I was like, what the hell is going on? And it's short, and I was like, oh, I could get through this book. But yeah, I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars. You guys will see in the month of December that I will be doing. In the month of December, I am going to do a Vlogmas, so you will be seeing my thoughts and my book club, the people that can make it, talk about this book. But overall, I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars, and I hate this book altogether. Alright guys, the next book that I read in the month of November was Bone Witch by Rundikowski. That person. Insert clip. Boom. I gave the Bone Witch a 4 out of 5 stars. I quite enjoyed this story. So overall, the story is, it starts out a girl who doesn't know she has any powers. She thinks she's super plain. Her brother ends up passing away, and then she brings him back to life. Like, what? And then it goes on an adventure from there. This is the first book in the series. I don't know if it's a trilogy, 2 books in the series. I think there's like 4. Insert of how many down here. I keep saying that. Insert how many here. Overall, I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I quite enjoyed the characters. There was a little bit of confusion at one point, and then I just reread it. But overall, it was a great mystery book, and had some twisted, I think there's like... what killed me most of all was the ending towards this book. It had like this quite great adventure drama happening in the ending, and I was like, girl. But overall, I will be reading the next books in the series. What's up? Hello guys. I filmed my entire wrap up and I totally forgot a book. So I have my Christmas tree behind me, I've changed outfits, I'm filming for Vlogmas, and I was like, The next book that I read, we'll insert clip here, in the month of November, was The Only Pirate at the Party by Lindsay Sterling. I read her autobiography because I went to her to see her in concert. She was in Denver. And I went to see her in concert for my sister, gave it to us for a Christmas gift, and I wanted to read her autobiography before I went to go see her concert and insert clips now of her singing. Enjoy that. You're welcome. But overall, I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I quite enjoyed it. It was nice to see from Lindsay's point of view of how she got started in her show business, and that she wasn't always from the ground up and going from there, and the motivation towards it. I did use a quote / like book recommendation for her to get a job for her, so this is why you guys should read. Overall, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I don't have my notes with me right now, so if I do, I'll just add more clips down below. But I quite enjoyed this. If you are interested in Lindsay Sterling, or you saw her concert and you want to know more about her, I would definitely read this book. Alright guys, the next book that I read in the month of... No, I just showed you. Ooh, okay, so let's start over. Alright guys, the next book that I read in the month of November, and I'm going to have to tell you that it was my last book of my Goodreads goal. This year on Goodreads, I decided to set my book level to 75, and I completed it with this book. And man, do I have to tell you guys, I freaking loved it. So insert clip of how I felt of me hitting 75 books on Goodreads. What's up? Hello. It is Paige. I'm going to add this at the beginning of my November wrap-up, but right now it's November 23rd, 2018, and I finished my Goodreads goal! I just finished Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. Hey, 4 out of 5 stars. You'll hear about it in my wrap-up pretty soon because I'm adding it to the clip, but I decided just to tell you guys that I finished my Goodreads goal of 75. Guys! Ah! Did you guys like that part? I did too. Alright, so let's talk about the next book, which is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Usually with Sarah J. Maas's books, I don't understand them. They're just too, like, her writing style is just different. There's a bunch of different characters, a bunch of different weird names, and everything else like that. So I was like, whatever, it's just going to be this Court of Mist and Fury. It's going to be just like the other one. I didn't enjoy her first book for this one. I can't remember the name insert here. I think I gave it like a 3 out of 5 stars and said I would not be continuing on the series. It might also be before I even started book 2, book 2. It's at my book channel, which is booktube now. So I was like, I'm not gonna like this book. Guys, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, and I really enjoyed it. So I enjoyed the main character and her point of view. I enjoyed that the other guy, not the Beast, but the other one that she goes to because of her hand tattoo. I enjoyed their couple, but not the other guy's couple. I can't remember his name's couple. I did enjoy their couple. So that was a little bit of a rough one. I felt like this book could have been separated into 2 parts. Like, book 1 and book 2, and you could have made a 6-book series instead of like a 600 and something odd page book. And I felt like, oh, there's something that happened, and it could do the ending. Although I quite enjoyed it, the ending really did kill me throughout this book. I don't know why I keep reading books that kill me at the end. But overall, Sarah J. Maas's book, I rate a 4 out of 5 stars, and we'll be continuing on with it. And I love this book. And this one hit number 75. Yay! Alright guys, that is all the books that I read in the month of November. So let's talk about my currently reading in December. And you'll be mostly seeing a lot of them on Vlogmas, because I'm doing Vlogmas this year. If you guys didn't already know. To insert more clips about what I read during Vlogmas. But anyways, the books that I'm currently reading, of course, you guys know, is Stephen King It. Made about 100 pages more. I really want to DNF that book. Like, so bad. I'm 600 and something odd pages into it, or like 5 hours, or like I have 23. I'm on 22, disc 22 out of like 24 or something. So like, or like 36. I don't know how many discs there are. Like, I'm pretty far into it, and I really hate it. Every time I read it or every time I listen to it, I'm like, this book is supposed to be really good. Like, it's a scary book. Like, I started it in October and it's November. Well, it's December 1st now while I'm filming it. Irrelevant, besides the point. And they use the N-word way too much. And I've had this discussion with my mom, and I was like, Mom, I really want to DNF Stephen King it. And she's like, why? You've read so much of it. And I go, because they keep using the N-word. And I really, really hate the N-word. Like, I hate using it in, like, slang, or like they keep calling somebody that, and it's just, so one of Paige's pet peeves that makes me mad. Like, in a song, every once in a while, like there's a song, I can't remember it, like if it plays with it, I don't mind it. But if someone like uses it as a verbal like harm towards somebody else, I don't like that in a book, like at all. Nope. So I'm considering DNFing it, but then at the same time I'm like, okay, every time they just start using the N-word, just ignore it and say, oh, it's like the F-word or whatever, which doesn't include it. But anyways, so I'm considering DNFing it by Stephen King, but I'm going to keep reading it and see how it goes. So teeth are still being pulled from that. The next book is A Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I'm on chapter 16, which is on page, hold up, 153 pages into it. I'm enjoying it quite well right now. The beginning part, I wanted to stab the children, and you'll be guys hearing more of my wrap up in the month of December, or throughout my vlog if I finish. Well, I'll probably talk about my vlog and want to give it in Vlogmas. But overall, I'm quite not enjoying it. So I'm going to figure out how I go through this book. I'm 16 chapters into it, and everyone's like, it's so good, it's so good. I'm hoping that the end will clean it up for me, but yes. What I'm also reading, alright guys, last and final book that I'll be reading, I had to pull out my phone and pull it up, is I can't remember. I found this book on Hoopla, and I've started listening to it a long time ago, like one of my Iowa clips that I started listening to it, and I was like 7 hours left of it, and I was like, I need to read an audiobook instead of being like on my phone and different stuff. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna read it. So I'm gonna read this book. I have like 7 hours and something odd minutes left, and so far I'm liking it. It's called Spintrial. I'll have to get the book to talk about it in my wrap up, because I will be finishing in the month of December. I enjoy this book so far. It's about a girl who goes through Wonderland and stuff, and it's just, I hope you guys enjoyed this wrap up. Sorry, it was a little bit of rough of clips going in and out. I've had camera difficulties, the point where I've talked about Lindsay Sterling 4 times and I can't control thoughts. Anyways, I have a lot going on right now. Started a new job, fun facts. Still single, fun facts, but I don't really care. You guys can see more about this in my vlog, and we're going to stop talking about this on my wrap up. So until next time, happy reading. Bye. Also guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be doing Vlogmas this year, so bye!